Forum, their own website, they have a section on smart cities. So the smart cities are the way to get all of our problems under control, because their plan is to force everybody into cities and leave the land alone. Remember, they have to, by 2030, and Biden's already done this, is going to preserve 30% of all land in America. No humans will be on it. By 2050, it's 50% of all land. So where do the people go? The people all have to go into cities, but they'll be... Now, I want you to go to the World Economic Forum's website, and I want you to look this up for yourself, because you will not believe what I'm about to tell you. But it's there, currently, in black and white. So you decide who's the conspiracy theorist and who is actually lying to you. Now, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. You go to the World Economic Forum, you look up their smart cities, and you're going to see what is planned for you. Now, they have all kinds of partners all over the world. One of them is the Arab Group, ARUP, the Arab Group. They have their own section on the WEF website, okay? They're a progressive group that got together in Britain right after World War II, and they were like, hey, we can do a lot of things, these Fabian socialists, they got a lot of great ideas. Why don't we start building things and building a community of tomorrow? So, very progressive-minded, and they want to be a source and a force for peace and social betterment, which I look for in a construction company, don't you? I'm like, yeah, but how, how is it with earthquakes and stuff? Social betterment. Did we say social betterment? Okay, so from the World Economic Forum, let's put page 40 up. There it is. Now I love this. Now, this is a whole section on, look, we've got some pretty big goals to hit, and we got to hit them. So how do we build these smart cities, and what do we need people to do by 2030? Now, they have some pretty aggressive goals, and some of them are up there, and they look, if you're watching Blaze TV, you'll see them up from the website itself. But let me give it to you just in case you're not watching, because, gosh darn it, these stats are a little sticky. So food, they need to reduce the emissions of food by 2030. So their target by 2030 is you will only have 16 kilograms of meat per year. Now, their aggressive target for 2030 is that you have 0 kilograms of meat. I'm telling you what they're doing to the farm. So you can't have any local ranchers growing meat because they're getting rid of meat. Listen to Klaus Schwab, who says by 2030, meat will be for the rich and very wealthy for special occasions only. You with that? Again, on their own website, 16 kilograms, that's all you can have of meat. Right now, the dairy consumption, milk or derivative equivalent, so cheeses and everything else, they're hoping that you will only have 90 kilograms of that, but their aggressive, ambitious target for 2030 is 0. Now remember, they need you to live like we lived in the pandemic, except without the nice stuff that you might have had, like cheese and milk and meat in the pandemic. you'll be required to only have 2,500 calories a day. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I could live on 2,500 calories a day. I really don't like the fact, maybe it's because I've studied so much about the Holocaust, and, when governments and institutions start regulating calories, makes me think of the Holocaust a little bit, but maybe that's just me. Now, when it comes to clothing is a problem, okay? We have too many clothes. And I've watched television. I don't think we have enough clothes. So their progressive target for 2030 is that people will only be allowed to have 8 new clothing items per person per year. But they really are shooting for 3.
You millennials, I don't know how you're doing it, and I can tell you, our economy's shot. But it's not just the United States; it's in the UK, it's in Canada. I actually watched somebody not too long ago from Canada. They want to know how things were in the U.S. Well, it's not any better. Look, groceries are up anywhere from 30% to 47% in the last 3 years. Now, when you look at just groceries and the cost of food, because people are stealing food now. And, as a chief of police, I could tell you that, I'm starting to understand. I don't know how people afford an apartment anymore with the way that the cost of those are rising. If you ask me, there are a lot of people on the top that are against the majority. Something's going to happen. Something's going to blow, because it's not just food. If you want to know why you're struggling, I can tell you why. Because everything is going up at that percentage, right? So take your paycheck. Like I make, I don't know, probably about $57,000 a year. So 3 years ago, that $57,000 has got to stretch out 40% more on multiple levels, okay? And every time you turn around, these big corporations are wanting to raise prices more and more and more and more. And this is a battle that's going to end in a very bad way. The homeless numbers are rising. Millennials have given up the hope of ever buying a home. And I was stupid enough to try to own a restaurant. Don't do that. I figured out real quick why my family wanted to sell it so bad. I found their invoices. I was paying $180 for a case of cheese that they were spending $74 for in February of 2020. And if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. I was on the phone today with my girlfriend, explaining to her that stopping at Sheetz anymore on the way to work is a really bad idea. Okay? A bottle of Coke Zero, a salad with dang near nothing on it, 2 hard-boiled eggs, $20. Add that up over a course of 5 days. Yeah. Your cost of fuel alone. And my guess is for a lot of you, when I'm working here, I drive about an hour. All right? I'm guessing most of you are putting 25% of your overall paycheck just to get to work for the fuel. Okay? Americans are losing hope in their leadership, and I don't blame them. I'm going to tell you, from a Gen X to millennials, stop being a Democrat, stop being a Republican, stop trusting any of these parties, and start realizing that this game is pitted against you. I'm feeling it. I'm 52 years old, and I'm feeling it. I'm down to the...
They're going to stop food stamps next month. It's going to be a new requirement, a new program. You have to be at least working 20 hours to 80 hours a month. And you guys know, working 20 hours, 80 hours a month, that money that you're working from your job is going towards bills. And whatever you got left over goes to food, which ain't going to be much. And definitely if you have kids, and depending on where you live. But you know the rent is like $1,600 to $2,000. Your work is basically good enough to pay all the bills, but not put food on the table. Because you have to take care of yourself. And having a benefit card give you eligibility to put food on the table and not worry about that. But now that's about to come to a close if you ain't working more than 20 hours to 80 hours a month. I still get food stamps, regardless of the money I make a month. Those food stamps come in handy, it's helpful, and I don't have to worry about spending any money. And I'm going to tell you this, for people who have kids, especially how high rent is and how high grocery is, bro, this is going to be chaos. You're going to see destruction, you're going to see strikes, you're going to see things get hectic out here. I know this personally, especially.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verses 1, and it reads, "Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." I'm going to skip down. Verse 4. And it says, "Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, a.k.a. America, a.k.a. Babylon the Great, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts." I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Let's go into some more scriptures. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and 2, and it reads, "The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken into the devices that they have imagined." And this is what we're praying to the Lord, because this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is trying to bring in his new world order. But he will not succeed. Okay? And he's also, more importantly, trying to get his birthright back, because he knows that he is Esau Edom. Okay? So through his pride, he's a very, very proud man. And he persecutes the poor all the time. Let's go to that word persecute, right? In the interliner. Right here in America. Doeth persecute. Strong's 18:14, right? And it says, "Dalak," to burn, hotly pursue. Hotly pursue. To burn, hotly pursue, to kindle, to inflame. Persecute. Let's look that up in a regular. Let's look up the word persecute in a regular Google search. It says, subject someone to hostility and ill treatment especially because of their ethnicity, religion, or sexual orientation, or their political beliefs. You go into some of those similar words. It says oppress, abuse, victimize, ill-treat, mistreat, maltreat, discriminate against, punish, inflict pain, suffering on, tyranny, tyrannize, afflict, torment, annoy or provoke in a deliberately unkind way. Let's go into that word oppress. Oppress, keep someone in subservience and hardship, especially by the unjust exercise of authority. So it reads again, Psalms 10 and 2, the wicked Esau Edom, so-called white man, the wicked elite, aka the Illuminati, aka the powers that be, the shadow government, who are really running things. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. And they got all types of devices. Let's look up that word device, right? In the devices, it says purpose, discretion, device, plot. Let's look up that word plot in the etymology, right? Plot, small piece of a ground defined, shaped, the sense of a ground planned, map, chart, survey. What we really want to go into is, it says the meaning. It says secret plan, right? Fully formulated scheme. Secret plan. Fully formulated scheme. Okay? And what is their plan? To put you in the smart cities, to put a chip inside of you to track your every move, This is a part of their fourth industrial revolution, merging man with technology, putting an RFID microchip in you, as the scriptures speak of in Revelations chapter 13 and 16, the mark of the beast. Okay? Going back, Psalms 10 and 3, and it says, the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. And what's his heart's desire? To have all you people, including his own people, under his control. Basically a slave, to which you have to depend on him for everything, for water, for food. That's why he's poisoning the food, giving you lab-grown meats, poisoning the air, trying to block out the sun, poisoning the water. Every city across America, there's all types of boil water advisories all the time. Boil water. Why is that? It's because the so-called white man is destroying the earth. It says, Psalms 10 and 3, the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. He blessed the ones that are rich. That's why you see so much homelessness in the streets. This is Psalms 10 and 8, and it reads, He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, of the cities, right? In the ghettos. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Verse 9, He lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. Okay? His net. And what's that net going to be in these times? Forcing the people to get that charagma spoken about in Revelations chapter 13 and 16. His new world order, his net, to worship the image of the beast, the Greco-Roman Empire, all over again, right? Net. It says Rasheth, net for catching, of judgment, of leaders leading people to sin. Everything you do, everything you see is a trap. They got cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, rap music, the whole black culture. It's a trap, man, to break your bands away from the Lord. Psalms chapter 2. As a trap for man. As a trap for man. A trap. Okay? Let's go into this root word here. See what this means. The root word is Yarash. Strong's 34:23. Of that word net, right? It says to seize, depossess, take possession of. Take possession of. Yeah, they want you to worship them instead of worshiping the Lord. They got smart cities coming, lab-grown meats. They even got lab-grown babies in the making. Inherit, disinherit, occupy, impoverish. Impoverish. Let's look up that word impoverish. To make a person or area poor. Yeah. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer, right? Make poor, make penniless, reduce in penury, reduce of destitution, bring to ruin, bring someone to their knees, They want you to worship them. That's why it's a squeeze on this place, pushing the life out of you people, so that you would have no choice but to worship the image of the beast and the beast. Okay, it says reduce someone or something to a state of weakness or submission. They want you to submit. So they buying up all the farmland, killing off all the cows, killing off all the animals, killing off all the chickens, throwing away eggs, throwing away milk. To ultimately put you in submission to them, so that you bow down to them instead of bowing down to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Bankrupt, ruin. That's why you see all types of companies closing down, all types of small businesses and big businesses, banks. The money is failing. To wipe out, eliminate something completely. Eliminate something completely. This is the Georgia Guidestones, right? And what does it say for the Georgia Guidestones? the first commandment of the Georgia Guidestones, right, is to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Now, how do you maintain something, right? Let's look up that word maintain in etymology, right? Maintain. It says to support, uphold, aid, hold fast, keep in possession, keep you in possession, preserve from the capture of loss, keep. Yeah, that's why they got the wicked agenda of man with man and woman with woman, drag shows, after school programs, all these things, you know, to maintain humanity up under 500 million. It's a D-pop agenda. If you catch my drift, sense of hold in an existing state or condition. They don't want people to keep making babies. Okay. They don't want people to keep making babies, man. Okay. So they want to maintain humanity. And you look at a dam, right? It maintains the water. Okay. You look at anything that has perimeters, right? You can't go out of these perimeters. That's a maintaining that certain thing into these perimeters, which goes in the second Georgia Guidestone commandment. It says, guide reproduction wisely. Yeah, man with man, woman with woman. We don't want no babies, but they try to put up here improving fitness and diversity. No. Improving fitness and diversity. They want to take away meat from you. Like Glenn Beck was saying, take away certain things that you need to live. Take away your CO2. Okay. That leads me to another article by Euro News. It says U.S. considers sun blocking to cool the earth. What is it, and does it really work? It says a White House report confirms that the U.S. is open to researching solar radiation modification or sun blocking. Okay, sun blocking, right? It says this outlandish idea is currently trending after the U.S. voiced interest in studying solar radiation modification as a possibility, according to the White House report last week. Advocates claim it could reduce the devastating impacts of blank change and even refreeze the poles. But taking CO2 out of the air, you know, our lives depend on CO2. Sun blocking technologies, also known as solar radiation modification, could theoretically cool down the earth. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. And you go into Jeremiah 31 and it tells you about this. You know, the Lord told you. Let me just go into it. This is Jeremiah 31 and 35, and it says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea, when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. Verse 36, and here's the point. Talking about the sun and the moon, right? If those ordinances, the sun, first and foremost, and the moon, depart from before me. See, that article was talking about blocking out the sun. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation from before me. So they're trying to block out the sun. And they say it's in You know, see, the scriptures tell you when they speak peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. If they block out the sun, which they won't, you know, that's a part of their New World Order agenda too. If they block out the sun, then the Lord would get rid of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. You are the Israelites, man. They're literally trying to take you out. And they're willing to take out their own people just to do that. It's all about that birthright, man. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3, and it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, peace and safety." Oh, this is to cool the earth, and this is to help humanity. You know, cows are giving off too much a carbon footprint. Meat is giving off too much of a carbon footprint, and you know, it's messing up the earth and all these things. You know, you got to get that hokey pokey. The last demic, right? It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So they're not going to escape their New World Order agenda. They're not going to be able to escape, and I'll close it off here. This is Job 20:4, and it says, "Knowest thou not that this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked," who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. "The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, though his excellency mount up to the heavens," because he thinks that he's God, going back to 2 Thessalonians 2:3, "who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God," right? They think that they're God. They honestly believe it in their hearts. You got Charles Schwab and Noah Harari. They think that they're God. 2 Thessalonians 2:4, "who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." Okay, so this is a devil. This is a really wicked man. Okay. Job 20:6, "though his excellency mount up to the heavens." Yeah, he thinks that he's God. "And his head reach into the clouds." He's very, very proud. "Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, Where is he?" Because he's going to be destroyed. He's going to be destroyed, man. After he builds up the kingdom, after he goes into slavery those 1,000 years in the scriptures, you know, what the scriptures tell you, he's going to be destroyed. And people are going to be like, our children are going to be like, "Oh, this dude existed?" Yeah, he existed, man. The Lord got rid of him. And that's why right now he's coming down with great wrath. Verse 8, "He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found." Yeah. "He shall be chased away as a vision of the night." It was all a dream. When we look back on this, it's going to be like, damn, that really happened. That really happened, man. Verse 10, "His children shall seek to please the poor." And you see so-called white people all the time nowadays. You know, they're seeking to get right with you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, because they feel horrible inside of their hearts what their people have done. "His bones are full of sin of his youth." Yeah, putting us in slavery, throwing our babies to alligators. Okay, using our hair to stuff their couches with, hanging us up from trees, taking pictures around us. "His bones are full of sin of his youth. which shall lie down with him in the dust. Yeah, you going to the grave. Verse 12, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. Yeah, when he shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. He's always had a plan to take you people out. Depop. He want to control the population. Maintain humanity up under 500 million. Verse 14, yet his meat and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of ass within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. Okay. Let's skip down here. Verse 19. Because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor. As you see what's going on, the squeeze is on, right? And who is the squeeze on from? Ultimately from the Lord. But he's letting Esau, Edom, his sword, oppress and forsake the poor. Clamp down on you people, going back to Revelations chapter 12 and 12, which is ultimately going to be that Jacob's trouble, but it's happening right now. We're leading into that Jacob's trouble, man, in which there's going to be concentration camps. There's going to be smart cities and, chips inside of people, tracking their every move. Limiting meat and limiting this and that and the other. Limiting money. It says, because he has oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he buildeth not. Yeah, he stole us, brought us over here to America, stole America for one, from our Native American, and Hispanic brothers. They look at different wars back in the day. The Spaniards come over here and they keep on taking places that are not theirs and putting their names on it. America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. That was a white man. Even Africa was named after a white man. Africanus. You see? Verse 20, he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desireth. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. And he's about to try to fill his belly right now. He's coming down with that great wrath, trying to bring in his new world order, trying to bring in the smart cities, trying to merge man with technology. That's filling his belly, making everybody a slave to him instead of a slave to the Lord. Verse 23 again, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Okay, so he's not going to get away. You see, he's not going to get away with the things that he's doing. He's not going to get away, man. And we got to have faith in that. Have faith in the Lord. Because everything else the Lord said he's doing. Therefore we're going to rejoice. It's Revelations 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. Woe meaning destruction. Woe. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil. Who's the devil? Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the wicked elites, has come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knoweth that he got a short time. He sees the prophets out there. Okay? He sees the chariots of the Lord. He calls them UFOs and little green aliens. He knows what they are. He's been lying to you the whole time. They're the angels, man, according to Ezekiel. Book of Zechariah. He knows. He knows that they're the angels and they're watching him. They've entered into the house of the thief. And all this man does is steal, kill, rob, and murder everything he touches. Therefore, the Lord's going to kill him. He's going to take him out, man. So with that, shalom.